Hey, this is Carlton. Check this out. Okay, so yesterday I was putting out the flyers about CarltonWalker.com, and of course put me in, coach. And I met a truck driver, and this is pretty crazy what I'm about to tell everybody. So one of the things I want to reform is the judicial reform with the 6th and 7th Amendment of the Constitution being enforced on both probate and family courts, which currently it's not. And we have case law, DeMarco versus DeMarco, from 2011, where the Supreme Court of South Carolina says that the family courts were violating a father's 6th Amendment right. I know that's going on. So, and I'm not just speaking just from DeMarco versus DeMarco when I say that. There are other cases that I've know about, put it that way. So here's the thing. With child support, not saying me, the way they do this is if you don't pay your child support, the first thing they do is take your driver's license away. Wait a minute. You got behind on paying money. So their theory is if we take your ability to get to work away, that's going to incentivize you to go to work and pay more money and get caught up. What? That I don't know who came up with that idea, but that was pretty stupid. So, talking to a truck driver yesterday, he said he's going to vote for me, and he said he's going to have a bunch of truckers voting for me, and here's why. During COVID, when the ships were stuck out on the ocean and the ports were all backed up, truckers were not being able to move containers. The truck drivers who are owner-operators, that means they own their truck and they drive it, and they have a big old truck payment because those trucks are, $200,000, $300,000 for one truck, and you can only imagine what the truck payment is on that kind of money, right? Yeah, a lot. So he said there were multiple fathers that were truck drivers that got behind on child support because their trucks were not moving containers because the whole scenario was screwed up with moving containers, with shipping and all that stuff during COVID. So the truck drivers got behind paying their child support. So then guess what happens? The family courts suspend their driver's license. And the worst part about this story is, he said there were truck drivers, multiple truck drivers, that when they showed up at the port to pick up their next container, trying to get caught up on their bills, they were arrested by the police for driving with a suspended CDL, commercial driver's license, because of child support. Their trucks were towed and impounded. They driving under suspension with a CDL, I'm pretty sure, I don't know the laws, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a long time before you get your license back. So from what I was told, some of these guys ended up losing their trucks, losing their business, going to jail for 90 days, and it was over a scenario, out of their control, I'd almost say. So, one of the things that I want to do as your next representative for House Seat 15, I'm going to get rid of that part of the statute and take away the power from the courts where they can no longer take your driver's license and your ability to get to work to pay your child support. I think that's the biggest asinine thing, and the fact that there are multiple truck drivers that this happened to in the state of South Carolina is ridiculous. So that's one thing I'm going to do with the child support. I think it should be handled like this. If you don't pay your child support, it should be treated just like a civil court action. And a civil court action, the way this works, and by the way, vote CarltonWalker.com, is if you were to sue me for $1,000 and you get a judgment saying that I owe you $1,000, and I don't pay you anything, you can take that judgment to the sheriff's office, and they're going to send a letter out saying, hey, you got like 60 days to get straight, and if you don't, we're going to set an auction at your house or your apartment to come auction off your stuff until we get that money. That's the way things should be handled. Because then that person is going to go, whoa, I don't want all my stuff being sold. And they will get caught up on the child support. Go to votecarltonwalker.com. Also, when you're on there, if you see any of my YouTube videos, which all of these videos on that site are linked to my YouTube page, please hit subscribe to Carlton Walker on YouTube. I need 50 subscribers, so in the future I can go live on YouTube and you'll be notified. I want to switch things from Facebook to YouTube. Just make things easier. I'll go live on YouTube and everybody can watch. So judicial reform, that's one of the things under judicial reform, is to reform how they discipline for getting behind on child support. They should not be able to take your ability to get to work away to get caught up on child support. Shouldn't happen. And the objections to this, I've had some legislators tell me, no, that's a great way to, nobody wants to lose their driver's license, so they'll get caught up on child support. Well, this trucking situation that I just explained, no. You are wrong. You are wrong. We have to repeal that out of the power from the family court. That is not the correct way to do this. And also, like I've said earlier, the Sixth Amendment is your right to a jury trial for any criminal action, and the Seventh is your right to a jury trial for any civil action. That means anything over $25, you have the right to raise your hand as a citizen of the United States and say, I'd like a jury to decide what I have to pay, and that is what needs to be implemented. And I'll tell you right now, go to this website, votecarltonwalker.com, or, scan the little QR code if you got one of these, and you will see on there are more veterans than there are lawyers, and we're going to have lots of lawyers trying not to make this happen, because the way the system's set up right now, it's nepotism, favoritism on judgments, and not based on facts. Some of them are basing it on facts, but the majority of them are not. It's based on nepotism. The only way to break the relationship between a judge and lawyers is to have a jury of you and I on the jury of 7 peers, and as long as 4 vote for something in family court and a civil action, that's what you would end up with. It does not necessarily need to be, all 7 jurors agree. As long as 4 out of 7 agree, that's what you're getting stuck with in the decision, which I think that in a civil action, because then the judge doesn't have any power. The judge is just a referee for the rules. Same thing in probate court. We'll explain probate court in another video. But if you're a truck driver and you're paying child support, or if you're somebody paying child support, you need to vote for me so I can change that in case you ever get behind, and it's not by, you're just being a butthead not paying. It's because you actually had something happen at work and you got behind or whatever the scenario is. Wouldn't you rather have a jury of your peers decide your fate instead of a judge that doesn't care? And the case law to back up what I'm saying, to implement juries in the state of South Carolina, the Supreme Court of South Carolina, it's a case called DeMarco versus DeMarco. It was from 2011, and the Supreme Court said that the family court is violating the Sixth Amendment of the Constitution. That's your right to a jury trial in a criminal action. If they're going to put you in jail for child support, you have the right to raise your hand and say, I'd like a jury to decide my fate. We are going to implement that, because every single veteran that's alive today and active military, and all the ones that died, gave an oath to defend the Constitution with our lives. The least our courts can do is uphold the Constitution. And it's only about fairness. And that's it. Nothing else. So this is Carlton. I'm going to leave you with a little picture of me eating watermelon here in District 15. So it's votecarltonwalker.com. Have a wonderful day and God bless. See ya.